What's up YouTube, it's your boy Junior here, bringing another great video to this channel. If this is your first time here guys, what we do on this channel is we do a lot of product reviews, tech reviews, setup builds, setup reviews, live gaming, and a whole bunch of other stuff that you wanna watch. So if you wanna make sure you wanna watch all that stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button and enable bell notifications so you'll get notified every time we drop great videos like this one or whenever we go live. Because trust me guys, you're not gonna wanna miss out. Also, while you're at it guys, you might as well like on my videos, share my videos, comment on my videos guys, because what that does is help the algorithm push my videos out and get more exposed. So the more people know about me, the less they miss out on great things on this channel. So do all that for me, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, like I always tell you guys. All right, so as you can see for the title, we're building a gaming PC, a budget gaming PC for under $1,000. Guys, you know that I have built PCs time and over again. It's always been over $2,000, minimum $2,000. Anything under $2,000 is considered budget because of the market. You know how everything gets expensive, graphics cards, memory, all that stuff. My PC alone, with today's prices, my PC, just the PC, I'm not including any peripherals, any monitors or nothing, just the tower itself with all the components I have, I invested over $4,000 into that PC, maybe closer to $5,000. I forget the number exactly, but my whole total setup, if you guys watched my last video, I think it was $14,000 for all my monitors, all my peripherals, everything I have. It's over $14,000, maybe close to 15. I don't know the exact number again. I forgot again. Guys, it's been a long time since I built this PC. So today I want to build a budget PC for people that want to be able to game, but be better on their pockets. Because I know everybody can't afford stuff like this. And mind you, if I broke this today, I wouldn't be able to buy it tomorrow. I would have to start from the low end and work myself up again like I did with this one. I started out with a low PC and I just started upgrading pieces here. I found a new motherboard I wanted. I upgraded the motherboard. Then I have to upgrade the CPU at the same time. And then little by little, upgrade the other ones to bring up to par. But from time to time, guys, I've been building PCs for a while. So today, I had somebody wanted me to build them a budget PC, a gaming PC. Now, this person is not going to be playing hardcore games like I play. Like, they're not going to play Cyberpunk 2077. They're going to play Call of Duty. They're going to play lower budget games, so they don't need this monstrous of a PC. But we're still not going to cheap out either, guys. We're not going to give them a low budget PC that is so low budget that they're going to have to upgrade it within a year. This one's going to be future proof as well, because we are going to be doing DDR5 RAMs on this one. So we're not going lowball, guys. We're still going with the DDR5, which is the newest one right now. And we're also going with a 40 series graphics card. Yes, you heard me correct, 40 series, not a 30 series like I have on all my PCs. And it's still under $1,000, guys. The only thing that did not cost me money was the case. But then again, I could have made this under $800, but I wanted to upgrade the pieces a little bit more, and I'll talk about it as I go on. But to talk about it first, guys, what case am I using? So I don't know if you guys remember or you guys know what this case is. This is the NZXT 510 case, which is this one right here. I think it's a good starter case. The flow is not too bad on there. I know you can see it right there. It has the door opening here. So they want to open it, they can open it right there. So we're going to be using this case here, which is a flat back. It's all good. So it's just a very simple case because we want to keep it budget friendly. Now, mind you, you don't have to, that case right there probably costs $150. You don't have to buy that case, guys. There's budget cases out there. If you guys were thinking about it, you can add it to your budget of $1,000, which it would have cost me, if I bought a case, it still would have cost me under $1,000 if I substituted something else to lower the price. But mind you, it's up to you what you want to do. Like I said, I substituted some stuff to go a different route. All right, so that's the case I went with. Now, what's the motherboard I went with? I went with the MSI B650 Tomahawk Wi-Fi board. I could have gotten a cheaper board, but I would have lost the ports for the RAM sticks, because this one has 4 RAM slots. You could use the 4 RAM slots. and it's DDR5, guys. And this time I went, instead of going Intel, I went AMD. And you guys are wondering, why did I go with AMD? AMD is a lot more cheaper than Intel, by far. It is very much cheaper, guys. So now, as I said, I went with it. Let me open up this case right here quick, so you guys can see what I'm talking about with this board. Let me see if I can find, win 1 second. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open this up here. I gotta grab my keys, since I don't wanna, I just wanna show you what the board is capable of doing, what it has. And again, like I said, this supports DDR5 RAM stick, so that's always a plus. All right. So inside this box, we got the Wi-Fi antenna, so it has built-in Wi-Fi. So that's one thing I did want to make sure she had, which is the person that I'm building it for. It is my niece, and I'm building this for. And these are the cables for the SATA cables here. All right. So this is the board right here. Let me be careful with it. All right, so this is the board right here, guys. As you see, it has 4 DIMM slots for the RAM. AMD is an AM5 socket. It has 2 ports here, so this is a full board, full ATX board, guys. It's not a micro ATX, or it's not an ITX board. It's a full-size ATX board, as you can see here, guys. So, and this has the RGB plug right here. So if you do RGBs, you need that plug. So that's another reason why I went with this board. If you go with a cheaper board, you're gonna lose slots for this, for the RAM. You're gonna lose the RGB port. And with a cheaper board, the connection is gonna be VGA or DVI. So you remember those are all the ports for the video cards. So even though I'm gonna put a graphics card on here, I don't like to have those things here because it looks, to me, it looks nasty. It doesn't look newer, you know? So I went with this one also because it has HDMI. If you ever want to plug in an HDMI or DP port directly to the board, you got the option there. All right, so I'm gonna put this aside because I'm not gonna put it on right now. All right, guys, so like I said, I didn't do any charge for the case because the case, I had an extra case laying around, but normally you can find cases for really cheap. One of my favorite budget cases to buy is a dark flash cases. If you guys seen, I did a dark flash case ITX build. You guys seen it? They're very budget cases. They can run anywhere from 50 to 60 bucks. So if you want to add that to the end of the total, then you're more than welcome to add that end to the total. But to talk about the motherboard, how much I paid for the motherboard. The motherboard cost me $213, guys. So far we're up $213 here for the board. Again, like I said, I went AMD because that's the more budget-friendly way to go. AMD is always the more budget-friendly compared to Intel. Intel prices are higher, but it tends to last a little bit longer in my personal opinion. I personally prefer Intel, but from my person that I'm building a PC for, that this is gonna be their first gaming PC, so I went AMD so they get to know more about it. And later down the road, they can always upgrade later on if they choose to. All right, and like I mentioned, I went with AMD. Now, what I paid for my AMD card was $210. $210 for my AMD card. Now, you can cut the price almost in half if you go with a different size. So I went with the AMD Ryzen 5 7700 series. So I went with the 7700 AMD Ryzen 5. Now, you can get another Ryzen 5. This is still within a good range of AMD CPUs, guys. Now, if you, like I mentioned, you could cut this in half. I could have gone to that route too. You could go with the 5800. I guess you get little bit lower specs. But since this is the first PC for the person I'm building it for, I wanted to make sure they get a better CPU. So if you want to save money, again, you could cost almost in half. Go with the lower one with the 5800, but I went with the 7700 because better experience for the person I'm building this for. All right, so that's the CPU, guys. Now, you're thinking about hard drive space. I went with this solid state drive right here, M.2, a 1 terabyte, Gen 4, This is a Kingston drive. You guys know Kingston drives are very good. Now, I went with the Gen 4. And this one only cost me, let me double check because I got to double check all my prices because I have everything set up right behind the camera. I paid $62 for this M.2 and it's Gen 4, so it's not bad. But if you wanted to save about $10 to $15 more, again, it's up to your choice. I went with the higher end, a little bit higher end. You could go with a Gen 3, but with a Gen 4, you get better speeds, just to let you guys know. So I went with the Gen 4, of course. But again, if you want to save 10 to 15 bucks, you can find a Gen 3 to use. I wouldn't recommend going lower than Gen 3, but up to you guys what you want to use. Now, of course, we need to keep this cooled down. So what's the one thing we need? We need fans. Now, I didn't go crazy with the fans because I wanted RGB fans inside the case so they can appreciate the look on it and everything, all the nice bright light. You know how people like the bright lights? So I went with the RGB fans. These are just Thermalite RGB fans, the TLC12CS. The 3 120 millimeter fans. Guys, I paid $13 for this. $13. You can't get lower than that. Once I saw the price on this, $13, I was like, I'm buying it. Regardless, I don't care the brand name, because at the end of the day, the brand doesn't matter. For the fans, as long as they work, you're good. Yes, I paid close to over $200 for my fans, or $300, but got that infinity fans because I wanted that whole infinity look on the fans. But that's just me, because I wanted that. That's what I wanted. But for the budget build, if you want to keep it budget friendly, go with these. These are great. Remember, everything I talk about today in this video and how I'm building it, I'll leave a link down below next to the description of what I'm buying, and you can buy yourself if you want. Sometimes you might catch stuff on sale, sometimes you might not. It's up to you guys. All right, so we got the fan there for the cooling, but the cooling's not done yet. We did have to get a cooling for the CPU. So you guys know, if you want to save money, you want to save a lot of money, guys, go with a heat sink and a fan on it. That could run you. Some CPUs come with a fan. My CPU, when I bought it, it didn't come with a fan on it, so I don't have a fan to put a thermal heat sink on there. So what I did is I bought I could have gone and gotten a thermal heat sink on there. Would have cost maybe like anywhere between $10 to $20, right? But I wanted to make this PC a little bit extra special because it's somebody close to me. So I wanted to go a little above and beyond. Again, this goes with my budget, but if you want to knock close to $70 off the price, you go with the regular heatsink and the fan on it. And with this build, you're not gonna need anything more than that. But what I went with the Corsair H510 all-in-one cooler thing. One of the main reasons I like it is that I love this cooler. This cooler system, I've had this before. Of course, I sold it when I sold my PC because it was part of that PC because I upgraded to the Krakens. But this is a good cooler, great brand, and it's never failed me. And it works perfectly for this build. It's a little bit more than the build needs, but to give that look, people love looks, guys. So this is still within the $1,000 budget. Now, like I said, you can keep it under $800 if you go with alternative ways. But I went with the Corsair H510i cooler, all-in-one. It's RGB control, and it's awesome. Well, I'm sorry, I said 510. This is H100. I'm confusing it with something else. I do apologize. The H100X RGB Elite is 240 millimeters. So 120, 120 fans, RGB, all control, all in here. I'm not gonna open it because you guys know what that looks like. So that takes care of cooling. And that only cost me $100, guys. Those run for $100. So when I bought mine originally, it was $160. So when I saw it for $100, I was like, I have to take advantage of it. I'm not gonna let that go. Just take it, go ahead and build it with that. So I went ahead and got that. Best purchase I could buy. Now, for the RAM, like I mentioned, we are going DDR5. Now, and I also mentioned that the person is not gonna be playing high-end games like I'm used to playing, which you would need at least 32 gigs of RAM or higher, I run 128 gigs of RAM on my PC. Because that's the max it'll take. If it took more, I would have put more. But I went with 128 one. And I went with these. These are very budget friendly. These are people sleep on these. You shouldn't sleep on these because these gives good high ratings. And these are the Team Group Elite DDR5 RAM 6 2x8 gigabytes with 16 gigs of RAM. We kept it within the range, and we want to make sure we get the perfect range for this. So we got these right here, which is awesome. I'm glad we got that. All right, so now you guys are wondering what graphics card I went with. I did mention in the beginning that I went with a 40 series. I got a good graphics card, a 40 series, of course. And I went with, again, like I mentioned, they're not gonna do high-end gaming like I do, so they don't need more than this. If they want to go more, they can go later down the road and get it, and they'll be all set. But I went with the Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 40 series card right here, guys. Dual fan, very small, compact. Don't need any more than power than this. So, like I said, I went with a 40 series because it's within the range. This cost me $300. All right, it was $20 off. So they usually run for like $340, $320, sometimes $400, depending who wants to sell it. But I did get from Amazon. It was $20 off. Got it for $300. Sent it over, got it, and now I'm happy with it. So now we're within a budget, and I got one more thing left to go with. I went with this Thermaltake Smart Series, not full monitor. It's just full cables, 700 watt power supply. Now, did I need 700 watts? No. With the graphics card, with all the other stuff that I have here, I did not need to go more than probably 500, 450. But again, I wanted to do a little bit more power into it in case they ever want to upgrade a parts on there. They don't have to worry about getting a power supply. This will run up to even a 3080, because I ran a 3080 with this, with a 700 one, and it worked fine, no issues, no problem. But if you go any higher 40 series, with a 3070, you should be fine with a 3070 or 4070 series. But if you want to go to 4080, 4090, you definitely need bigger power than that. But like, again, we want to keep this budget friendly and everything. So what was my total cost for everything, guys? Was $998, right under $1,000 for everything, except labor. Labor's me, so that doesn't cost me anything. So $998. Now, like I mentioned, you can knock it down to about $800. Power supply, you can go cheaper. You can save another 30 or 40 bucks on that. The CPU, you could go lower. Like I said, you can save another 100 bucks on that. If you go with a lower speed one, you could go save another 15 to 20 bucks on the hard drive space. You could try to get a 3060 for about $250, $280. You can save a little bit of that. And you can save a lot more money, about another 80 bucks on this, on the coolant right here, guys. On this coolant right here, you could save another 80 bucks on that. So that could definitely drop you down under the $800 range, guys. So I went a little bit better, a little bit more stronger, because I wanted to keep this under $1,000, but still wanted the performance that they deserve. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this all together. I'm not gonna show you the process because that's a long process. I'm gonna personally do it because if I show you everything I'm doing while I'm doing it, it's gonna take me a lot longer to put it together, and I'm gonna wanna sit there and take forever to put it together. So I'm gonna put it all together. I'm gonna power it on and show you how it looks, how the aftermath looks inside the case and everything. I'm gonna clean up the case a little bit more, like wipe it down and everything. And then we're gonna go ahead and do some test runs of some games and see how that works out. I'll probably download a couple of like everyday games, probably like Fortnite, see how that run, Valorant, stuff like that. Stuff that I can download real quick and play and show you how it looks. I'll probably do that and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the full PC build. All right, guys, so this is the final outcome of the budget PC for under $1,000. But again, depending on the parts you use, you could basically get this under 800 if you really wanted to. But I explained throughout the video why I went my route. I went a little bit higher route than I normally would, just so I could get a little bit better performance. And it's actually future-proof a little bit more better than before. I went with the higher CPU, better motherboard, higher power supply, better M.2 Gen 4, and so on and so on. And the cooling support. And so the cooling all-in-one. Again, if you want to save money, you can cut the cooling down to the heatsink. You can go to the power supply, you can go down to about 500 watts. I went with a 700. The CPU, I went with the Ryzen 5 7700. You could have gone with the 5800, would have saved about almost $100 or maybe a little bit more. And the motherboard, you could have gone with an older motherboard, but it was less ports, less USB ports and stuff like that. So I went with this one because it does come with the RGB plug with this board, the B60M. And as you see, the RGB on this side and the RGB on this side. There's a budget-friendly fan, so I didn't have to downgrade from that or anything. So this could be potentially around 700, 800 if you went with the lower end parts. But I went the higher end, so it was about $1,000 PC. We look at it. I do have the 4060 right there, the GeForce Zotac gaming GPU. I got the Corsair all-in-one IAIO. I got the 3 budget-friendly fans there. It does have 16 gigs of RAM, 2 naked sticks. I didn't get anything fancy because I wanted to save money to make it budget-friendly. And with this case, since this case is the dark flash case, the thing opens on the side. But as you notice, the motherboard's configured differently because the ports are now on the top. So that's one thing I like about this case. The ports are on the top, so it runs everything through this hole here. Right here, there's a hole. You run all your cables through here, so it keeps it friendly. So nothing hanging down on the back or anything. So you run all your cables here, plug it all up here, and then run it out. You can use a tubing to keep it clean. So this case is really meant for cable management, I believe. But as you see, all the ports, it has built-in Wi-Fi, has USB 3.0, 4 ports. You got 2.0 ports there, and then you got the red ports. I forget what they were. You have a built-in DB port and HDMI port on the motherboard, but again, we went with the 4060, so we're using the 4060 instead. So yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and install some games and do some gaming and see how you guys enjoy it, and we'll take it from there. And then after that, I'll give my final thoughts. All right, guys, so we're here on the PC now. As you can see, I have it all hooked up on my main PC, so I can screen record it so you guys can see what's going on. So a couple of games I installed Valorant, Overwatch, and Apex. Those 3 most popular games are free right now that I can install. I installed the launchers, Epic Launcher. I installed Riot Launcher, and I also installed the Steam Launcher. So you can get free games out of that if you want to use that. But first thing I want to do, because I did install this Heaven benchmarker, is one of my favorite benchmarkers to actually test the whole PC out. So we're gonna open this up right now. So this is the first time I installed it on this PC. This is the basic version. So I'm gonna run it. Once it's gonna run, it's gonna give me the option to hit run benchmarks. It's loading right now, and this actually does its whole testing. Like it benchmarks everything and gives you everything. So I'm gonna start the benchmark right away. So it does take a bit of a minute to go ahead and benchmark the whole thing. And this is running off the 4060, like I said I bought. This is gonna be testing the frames per second, the highs it gets to. What's the minimum frames per second gave us? What's the maximum? What's the current one that is stable at? Like it's always showing. And it'll give me all the specs at the end, so you can see everything I put into PC. So you can see it's not gonna be, it's a budget PC, but it's still a real decent one, which I'm happy with the outcome. You saw how it looked. It looked very nice, very presentable. You can put this on the freaking store and put it up for sale, somebody would buy it just because they like all the RGB. They have a 40 series graphics card. It's not a pre-built, it's a custom built. So you guys know I don't like pre-builds. I personally don't use pre-builds. I like custom. I like building my own PC or having somebody build it for me, which I never had somebody build one for me, except when I first bought my first built PC. I had somebody build it for me just because I didn't have time to do it. So when they did it for me, I did that. But after that, I never let anybody touch a PC of mine again. Everything I've done is all mine. My first built PC was actually an AMD build with no graphics card. It was onboard graphics. It was the highest CPU at the time, the highest RAM capability. It ran pretty good. It ran a lot of great games, and I was very happy with it. And this is my second AMD build. But this time I do have a graphics card. Like I said, I did get the NVIDIA 4060 RTX from Zotac Gaming. So I'm very happy. You saw how everything came out. Nice RGB, not too much, not too little. Just, I think it's like a perfect hint of RGB on it. It's an all black build. I keep saying I want to build an all white build, but I mean, because when you go all white, it gets a little bit more expensive because you have to buy white parts unless you're gonna paint them yourself. So I don't feel like painting it myself, and I already had a black case available, so I said let me just do all black and keep it black. Again, this is my person I care about very much, first gaming PC, and they wanted one so bad, and so I helped them get it together. So now we're just giving a few more minutes for the benchmarker to finish. So right now, current FPS is hitting is 250, which is really good, guy. 251 FPS is the average right now that's hitting. The max FPS it was 500. As you can see right on the bottom corner, you can see the lowest FPS it ever hit was 21, I guess, when they first started. But the average is about 250, which is awesome. In my personal opinion, is very good FPS. Anything over 144, 160, you're good to go. That's basically most games. But anything over 240, even more, it's golden. Now it's hitting average 250, which is awesome, which I like. I like seeing that. But then again, guys, look, it just raised the max FPS. Max FPS, it can hit up to 616 FPS, which is really good. So it's still got 4 more scenes to go through. And then it's going to give us a whole layout and everything that's going to go on here. So I know I'm talking because I just don't want to have anything blank here. I want to keep guys hearing and waiting for this to show up. Because right now I'm installing games too. Like the games I installed. And I'm going to play a couple games. Maybe just one game. And show you how it runs. Because those games I really don't play. But they were free. And it's like a starter. Because she plays a whole set of different games. And so I just installed these because she might like these. So if not, she can always erase them. And so it's coming up to the last scene. This is the last. Yeah, this is gonna be the last scene. And then after this, it's gonna give me my scores. Look how the graphics are. The graphics really nice. All right, so here we go. So average FPS ran 273.5 FPS, which is awesome. Gave us a score of 6,890, which is a really decent score. Lowest FPS I ever hit was 11.9, but I'm assuming because that's when you started, or a little, like, depending what game you're playing, you'll get that low FPS. But look at the highest FPS it hit. It hit up to 616.3, which is awesome. And again, you can look at my models when I'm running. I'm running Windows, of course, 64-bit. My CPU, I'm running a Ryzen 5 7600X. It's a 6-core, 12-thread CPU, which is a decent CPU. It's not a low-end CPU. It's not a high-end CPU, but it's a very decent CPU for gaming. And of course, I got my NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060. This one's an 8 gig RAM, dual fan, which is awesome. And as you see, and everything is all run at high quality. This is high quality frames. So you saw that there. You see it right there in front of you. I ran it right in front of you. So I'm not bullshitting on what we can do. Again, guys, this is a budget build. And you got a kid that wants to start gaming and PC gaming, and they want to start off,
if you want to buy something, you can build one for less than $1,000. Now you can build one for $800, but you're gonna get lower specs, and that can range whether it be good or not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this out, and I'm gonna go ahead and run the game real quick. I'm gonna quit this. And look at the picture on it. The picture is beautiful, guys. It's awesome. I love this. I'm really impressed with the quality of this PC so far. And I'm very happy with it.
Attackers in.
Stop that payload, team. Who needs healing? Thanks. No.
Eyes on the bad guy.
Intercept that payload. Like the bullets in your hand.
Can't handle the heat. Not a knife to a gunfight. Get them some damage over here. Nuclear leader, eyes out for. I've been down.
Field ground. Reloading.
Reload. Reload.
Reloading. Enemy out.
I'm out of energy ammo.
I'm out of light ammo. Down one. Enemy shield cracked.
Grenade out. Half the squads are down.
That's one down.
All right, guys, so we did it. We've done. And you see the PC's running right here. It's a beautiful PC. You guys saw the inside. You saw the parts. You saw the gameplays. While doing the gameplay, guys, you saw that all the temps, the usage that was doing, I was getting great temps and everything. The only thing I did not show is my FPS while gaming, just because the FPS wasn't showing properly because I was capturing the FPS off my capture card, not the actual game. So that would have confused you guys. Say no, that's all wrong. So I left it like that. But you saw the gameplay play well, graphics look good, everything works great. I'm very happy with this budget build that we did. So a budget build, guys, can be in your budget. This was right under $1,000 and it runs great, guys. So you don't have to have a big PC like I do over here if you want to start gaming and you can't afford a big PC like this. Again, that PC alone with all the parts combined, $5,000 to $6,000, guys. And it wasn't built overnight. It took time to put it together. But if you want to build something now and keep it within budget, this is a great option. I'll list all the parts down below where you can get it, and see if that's something that you'll be interested in doing, guys. I appreciate you guys through this journey on this budget build. If you enjoyed this video and everything I had to show you today, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up. Show me all the love and support that you guys love to show the channel. Also, don't forget to hit that share button, because sharing is caring, and we want to make sure that everyone's aware of everything we do on this channel, so they're not missing out, just like you don't miss out. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment box down below, and I'll get to you as soon as I can, when I can, as fast as I can. And if you still haven't done so to the end of the video, guys, hit that subscribe button and enable bell notifications so you get notified every time we go live or drop great videos like this one. Until next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.